Well, good morning, dear absentee father. Good morning. I hope you are well. Right, so hopefully you do know what's going on. I'm actually addressing the father who is not home. That's what I mean by absentee father. Whatever the reason is, and you don't happen to live in the same place with your children and their mother, I want to have a conversation with you today. So you've heard about quarantines, yeah? Very important stuff. You might be married, so you might not actually physically be able to be near whoever mothers your children and the children. Sometimes that's just the reality we face. It is what it is. Not much we can do about that one. Sometimes it's not possible for you to go see them, and I think it's coming that if you live somewhere else separate from the kids, you might not be able to go where they are. The quarantines I have seen in places require lockdowns. Only people who are resident in flats and houses are allowed in with security people at the door. When we get to that point, it really doesn't matter what the reason is and why you are absent from home. Dear dad, you're going to be absent. The kids are going to miss out on interactions with you. Even if you had a court order and there are quarantines in place and the person is not able to bring the child to you, you are going to miss out. But listen, do you actually need to lose contact with the children? For God's sake, definitely not. So if you happen to be an absentee father, if you happen to be a man not at home, if you happen to be one who cannot physically be with the children, I need you to be proactive. I need you to start thinking right now how you are going to keep contact with your children. No, the woman's phone is not your phone. That's not one you rely on for contact with your kids. If you have children who can use a phone for you to interact with, I suggest you speak to the woman you co-parent with and you come to an agreement, access arrangement, that you might buy a phone or you might provide a tablet or you might create a laptop. You might give them something which allows them to connect with you remotely. A laptop, a tablet, a phone for Skyping would be great. There are many apps now which allow you to see each other, which allow you to interact just like you'd have done if you were in the same room. And I need you to make sure that you have found access to some of those things and you've granted it to your children. Have a Skype account made for them so you can contact them via Skype. Very important. And this is the reason why I want you to establish that contact. I would like you, when you wake up in the morning, to send your children a good morning message, just as you'd have done with them if they lived in the same house with you. Good morning. Morning, darling. How's your day? Did you sleep well? Let daddy waking them up become a routine for the kids. Let daddy's voice become part of what happens in this period. Let them hear you. One of the first voices they hear, regardless of what's gone down with you and mom. It has nothing to do with these children. Send them a good morning message. As a discerning father, I suggest that you start becoming involved in all the things that I've suggested for parents to do, but you just learn to do it remotely. Find out what activities they have been assigned for in school. Make sure you are in their folders just as their mom is in the folders and you are familiar with the work that your kids are doing and you can hold intelligent conversation with the children. Make sure you are familiar with the things the children need, especially those of you who are co-parenting with women like me who do their own thing and don't invite you to do much. The women who don't create opportunities for you to be heroes. The ones who are their own heroes and buy everything for the kids and don't leave much for you to do. This is your chance to shine. In these periods, these are ad hoc periods. These are ones uncharted and unplanned and everybody needs help. Take that opportunity to actually offer this woman some practical help. Take on the kids' education from her plate and tell her you will supervise the kids' work. That you will explain certain things to the kids. That you will check the kids' folders. You know what? It will allow you access to what the kids do. It might even allow you access to the children's teachers. It will help you to make connections that could be connections and associations for life. So you become a more involved dad by the end of this episode. If you are a dad who's had a poor relationship with your child, call that child up and apologize. Don't give excuses, just apologize. Because what has happened is due to two people. Don't blame his mom. Don't blame his mom. Don't turn it into an excuse giving, because it diminishes what the experience should be. Apologize to this kid. I'm sorry I've not been there. I should have done better. I should have done better. The reasons why I've not been there don't matter, but I really should have made a bigger effort. And you know, in this period where the life is changing for everybody, in this period where everybody else is drawing loved ones close, let bygones be bygones, and let's just form a new relationship. And you will find that most people in these periods are likely to be more sympathetic to you. We don't know whether it's the end of the world. We don't know who's going to make it, who's not going to survive. People are more forgiving in this period. You might even find that the woman you've been fighting with for a long time, or the man you've been fighting with for a long time, might be more likely to let bygones be and forge new relationships. This is what times like this should be useful. Apologize to your child. Don't explain much. Just draw a line underneath and let's move on and form a relationship. I would like us to talk regularly. Is that okay, son? Do you have a phone? Yes, they do have a phone. Okay. I know you do have a phone, but I will top up some credit for you so you can call me. Start learning it. How much does it cost? £10, £20. Will that kill you? Certainly not. If you are a man who's not taking an interest in what the kids eat, in God's name, become that dad right now. Don't call the mother. Don't even discuss it. Go to the shops. Go and hustle like a man. Find food. Fill the back of your car. Ride a bus. Bring it in a taxi, whatever you do, but just turn up on the doorstep bearing food for the kids. And tell that woman it doesn't have to be for her. It is for the kids. It is for the kids. I promise you, 99.99% of the women will take it, because we are all concerned about how much we have. We don't know if our stocks are high enough. People will accept anything. It's an olive branch and it is likely to be accepted. Don't be a fool. Don't miss this opportunity. I am not interested in the excuses. You've done enough of it. Enough for a change. Move on, move past it, and do something more constructive. Come with the food. Bring some money in an envelope. She will accept it, because we will all need more than we have. Bring money in an envelope for the kids. Go to a bookshop and buy exercise books, buy books, buy pens, buy material that kids will use for homeschooling, and bring it to this woman. Come give it to your children. Come to the house bearing gifts, and even if you are not allowed in, leave it at the doorstep. The kids are likely to receive it. Don't give me any flimsy excuses. You've been doing that for too long. You've been doing that for too long. It's one of the reasons why you are where you are, and it has to stop. Bring supplies. Offer that you would pay for tuition for your kids. Offer that you would pay for services like IXL for your kids, so your kids have something to work from, that they have structure to learn from. If you know that the kids haven't got access to a computer, but everything is going to be done remotely, you do know that your children need access. The woman might not be in a position to buy a laptop upfront. She might not be able to buy a tablet upfront. If you are in a position to do so, have that conversation with that person and say to them, I want to do this for the kids. Again, I promise you, in most cases, you will get a more positive answer this time round. The kids need a laptop to do their work, so let me buy a laptop for the kids. Most of us are not stupid. Most of us will not allow our kids to go without because of grievances we have with you in the past. Most of us want our kids to do well, and most of us will accept whatever you bring if it supports the kids, if it helps the kids. Take advantage of this period. Take advantage of this period. Are you learned? Would you be able to explain math to your own kid? Then set up a Skype account, set up a Zoom meeting, go to meeting, whatever access you can, use it, and you go live and explain to your child. Let your child show you the work they are doing. You don't have to physically be in the same room to see what's going on in this century. There are so many remote access tools that can allow you to see the children and for the children to see you. So that even if you are physically not in the house with them, you are emotionally and you are virtually in their lives. Build stronger relationships. Build stronger relationships in this period. That is the common sense thing to do. That is the mature thing to do. So that by the end of this period, you and the children will be closer. So that by the end of this period, the children know your own value from their own experiences. So that by the end of this period, even the woman who thinks you are evil, who thinks you are selfish, who thinks you don't want to participate, might change her mind to some extent after this one. This is your opportunity to shine, mate. This is your opportunity to shine. Don't be childish. Don't miss this one. Do not miss this one. If you don't know which applications to use, I will type some in the comments as this video rolls, but a few I have already mentioned. You can Skype. You can use applications like Zoom. You can do GoToMeeting. There are many meeting rooms that you can use. There is ToTalk and many other things that you can also use to have live discussions. Book tutors who are able to do that with your kids. Buy video lessons for your children and send it to the mother's phone. Tell her this is for the kids, and I promise you she is very likely to utilize it because the kids will need it at home. Textbooks will be needed. Reading books will be needed. If you know that your children are going to be home with this woman and she's only relying on the BBC and the coverage, you know it is time to gift them some cable. Gift them some cable. If you know it's possible to gift her a Netflix subscription, yes, gift it to her. She would watch it together with your children, and even if she doesn't watch it with the children and only she watches the movies, those movies will allow that woman to relax. That woman is less likely to be overstressed. That woman is less likely to scream and shout at your children and diminish the experience they have. Being trapped in a home is a very difficult experience. It requires creativity to overcome. It requires sensitivity to manage. So I am at home today with my 2 children. My husband has gone to work. When he comes, I am also going to go off and do some tutoring, and he will be with the kids. He will mind the kids. He will entertain the kids. It's very important that there should be partnership here. If you were physically in the house, you would have done this partnership from within, but I'm telling you the good news. With all these applications and all these virtual things we have at the moment, you can be an absentee physically, but you don't have to be absent from the children's lives. You can be a very visible presence via the interactive tools, and from your remote access, you can actually record little videos to share with the children about your day. I am here outside, there is nobody. You can share your dreams, your fears, your hopes and aspirations with them so they see a human being and not a monster. If you were to buy a phone with a SIM card and agree for the kids to have access, most women will let the kids use it to keep in contact with you. If you are not using this phone to insult her and to diss her and to disrespect your own self, she is less likely to remove that access. If you sent motivational messages to the children, if you somehow found ways in which you could positively impact on these kids, most women will allow you to. As I keep saying, there's difference between knowledge and wisdom. Huge difference between the two. I am sharing the knowledge with you in the hope that it will activate wisdom in your head, that it will help you see your window of opportunity, that it will help you realize that we are constructing our lives every day as we go along, and every opportunity to improve should be taken by all that are reasonable. Are you reasonable? Are you able to draw a line? Are you able to stop giving excuses for once? Are you able to rise to a challenge once? It's possible that for this occasion and the way you conduct yourself, you will earn some respect from the woman you co-parent with. That she might see humanity in the way you act, and she will extend some right back at you. That the kids will see the hero that you really are because you've made a hero of yourself. That the kids see you try everything you can, and it's no longer possible for anybody to lie to them about you because they experience what you do in real life. If you come bearing what they need, you make yourself necessary in their life. The kids will themselves request access for you. They will fight your battles for you. They will want to be with you because you've made it possible for them to experience you. Don't let excuses keep you out. Don't let that be possible anymore. Whatever happened to you, whether you are a product of a single home or not, don't subject your children to an absentee father, 100% absent, because circumstances don't let you physically live with them. If it happens that you can bring the kids to your home, I know somebody who was talking to me yesterday, they are divorced, don't want to see the woman, but the woman lives in a 2-bedroom apartment and he lives in a 4-bedroom house. So I said to him, look, quarantines are coming. You might end up for a month not being able to see them. You have a 4-bedroom house. Allow the kids and the woman to come home for a short period of time. Call it a holiday. Give her her own room. Do things the way you normally do. Cook your own food and let her cook hers. But invite them into that space. She left. They had a 4-bedroom house. She left. Invite her back in with the kids, and it will be a clever way to let you and the kids spend quality time together. You and the woman might even discover you might get along a little better and be able to co-parent more effectively. And if it doesn't work that way, it just doesn't work that way, no problem. Now, after a little bit of argument, this brother of mine clearly understands why I think it is to his advantage that he lets the woman come back in with the kids. The next job is for him to convince her to come. But at least now he is doing the convincing. It's possible that in this period, for a short period of time, their kids will experience both parents physically in one space. They might even see the parents share a smile, or even if it is to grimace at each other, they actually do experience 2 parents operating in the same space for the first time ever. There are many possibilities. There are many options. Some people will miss them all because you never capitalize on any. Some people will maximize them because you become aware of it. My job is to make you realize what is possible. My job is to make you aware what technologies can deliver remotely. If I can teach children remotely, you can parent remotely. If I can supervise your children in your home, from my home, you can also supervise your own children wherever you happen to be. You can interact with your children constantly via these channels. And I do pray and hope that you hear me in good faith and you answer my call to rise and become a better parent. May God bless you. May He give you wisdom that transcends all understanding. May He allow you to be creative, and may you find even better ways of being better fathers, whether you are remote or present physically in your children's life. See you soon. Thanks for watching.